What is up, Cobra Kai fans? Welcome back to Cobra Kai Nation. Hasn't it been a long time coming? We have so much to catch up on. Oh my god. I think the last time I did a stream was at least 4 or 5 months ago, probably right before the strike even happened. So, how's everybody doing? It's been a minute. I know it's been such a long time since we did just a normal live stream and I've missed it. And yeah, I just wanted to catch up with you guys, talk about Cobra Kai and whatever else related. And, with everything with the strikes coming to an end, we've got some light at the end of the tunnel because obviously season 6 is resuming production. And we most likely will see that season come out later now due to that result. But yeah, I'm excited to talk to you guys. I really miss doing these, and I need to make these weekly again, and we can talk about all kinds of stuff. I've got another video coming out about the new casting for Cobra Kai season 6, which I want to talk to you guys about on this stream, and obviously some of the other stuff that we've been hearing about with season 6. So really interested in that. But first off, let's say hello to everybody that's in the stream. Hello, hello there. Jim, Robby, Dibby, CKW, Prodigy, Nerd, Strike First Media. What's good? Yes. What's up, Jay? Clifford. What's up, man? By the way, that photo of you and Ralph, that's badass. I've been good, pal. How have you been? Serena, what's up? Later, but better, and its fullest. That's a good point. Doing good, guys. Enjoying the Sunday ramp up the holidays. Yes, Cody boy. Sandrock, thank you so much for the donation. So I guess we could start with this question. What are the chances of getting a Cobra Kai season 6 trailer sometime this week? Do you have one more fight left in you? Okay, first of all, we need to reel it back in. There's no chance we're getting a trailer for season 6 next week. Absolutely no chance. Shall I tell you why? Because we've literally had absolutely nothing from production. Like, they barely filmed season 6, so you're not getting any trailer. You're not going to get a teaser. We're not getting anything for a while, at least. Sometime next year we'll get something on season 6, but in terms of trailers, we're probably talking depending when they release season 6, maybe after the summer, we might see some sort of teaser for season 6. And I expect the marketing to be better, so don't expect anything soon. Expect it next year in terms of trailers. Gian, what's up, man? Miguel has returned to YouTube. Yes, Miguel has returned. Are you hyped for Obliterated? Yes. You know what? I actually haven't done a discussion on the trailer. I wanted to talk about that because I have been really excited for that. And the creators of Cobra Kai are obviously promoting that at the minute because it's literally out in 11 days. So not long at all until Obliterated. And I am really excited to see what they've been coming up with this new show, because obviously this is the first show or first project the creators of Cobra Kai have done since Cobra Kai. So I'm very curious what Cobra Kai has done for them in order to achieve this show. And, it's on Netflix, so they've clearly established a good relationship with Netflix to have the show on there. And it's looking really cool for the creators. They're doing a lot, and obviously they want to do another season for the show, I believe. So I think once we see how it turns out, I mean, I'm excited. I'm just excited. And they've obviously got their other shows that they're working on as well. The Ferris Bueller spin-off, Duke Nukem show. It's quite a few things. And It's gonna be fun. Yes, Black Friday is coming up, and I normally don't actually benefit from it because I don't find any deals that at the time I'm looking for, if that makes sense. But you never know. Okay, so before I go into the Kim Sung Young stuff, I'm gonna pull up the casting for the actor because then we can just talk a little bit more about that. Because I have some theories on that, and in my video that I will drop, hopefully I can drop that later tonight. Uh, or if not tonight, tomorrow. I've made some theories about what why they've casted a specific actor to play it rather than and why is Deadline report it like they did with Alicia Hannah Kim because she was very important to season 5 in the sense of the way of the fist. So in equally casting an actor to play Kim Sung Young in season 6 must be important for the story. Ray boy, it's RJ. How's it going, pal? I mean, I'm just speaking realistically here. I mean, remember they only got one episode filmed, and let's say if there is a trailer or something they drop, it's just going to be from episode 1. And I wouldn't mind that at all because it preserves secrecy of the show and doesn't spoil anything. But I just think we're gonna have to wait a while for that. It's gonna be a while. How does it feel to be back? It feels great, honestly. Like I know the strikes were there, and it's been really quiet. This year for just Cobra Kai content, very quiet. I I'm looking forward to doing more content again because it's sort of ramping up again. And if you haven't been keeping up to date with all my other stuff that I've been doing, I'm doing so much um just generally outside of the channel. And I have considered making big changes to CKN, and I'm talking specifically this YouTube channel to adapt to that. And this whole year I've been really thinking like, how do I go about the channel before the show ends? And you know, I'm doing that work outside of everything. And I mean, I want to get your guys' feedback on that as well with, you know, what I can provide for content, because I would love to cover other shows on this channel, but I don't want to lose the focus on Cobra Kai before the final season. But I've always been a big fan of pop culture and I love film and TV. So for me, there's so much to cover. And I think with Blue Beetle, I actually didn't do quite a lot of coverage on that, unfortunately. I mean, I didn't it was due to the strikes, but also I know I mean, I posted a review on it, but I might do a specific stream to see and discuss with you guys about Blue Beetle. So if you guys want to see that, definitely comment that in the stream. And I think my Instagram, and all my work I've been doing on other socials, it's mainly been on my Instagram. I've been doing a lot of stuff that you can basically have a look at. Um, I'm doing a lot of reviews and film reviews and feature articles with Student Pages magazine. So I've been very busy, despite Cobra Kai not having a lot of new stuff at the moment. In the last several months, I've been so busy, like with other stuff in the film and TV world. So it's been a blessing, and it's been different. But I do miss Cobra Kai. I do miss talking about it and covering it. So it's like one of those things. Um, yes, what's up, Rash? I actually heard something about that, which will be interesting to see who that is. Um, hey Dom, how's it going, pal? I'm doing great, bro. I hope you're doing well. I'm just catching up with Comments. Shaboon. Oh, what's up, Frank? How you doing, pal? It's good to hear from you again. Glad to be back here with you and looking forward to what's up season 6. Been thinking about how the series ends. Curious your thoughts on how it ends for Eli Hawk. I think a lot of us felt after season 4, his arc was kind of near complete. Him winning the All Valley came full circle. Season 5, he kind of goes back to like that doubting himself and sort of understanding more of a balance. But I think I honestly think season 6 will see him go off to college maybe with Dimitri, or he just kind of becomes more adult like. Maybe him and Moon sort of commit more to each other. And I guess we'll see where we go. Um but yeah, I think with the way I see his, I don't think the show's gonna end his arc. I think they're gonna leave that open. I think all the young characters, Miguel, Robby, Sam, Tory, Eli Hawk, I think all these young characters, especially like Kenny, Devon, Anthony, they're gonna have very open arcs as well because they're younger. So that's interesting. Hey Melissa, how's it going? I'm not too bad, thank you. Free arc unlock. What's up, man? I missed you too. I'm glad to be back, man. I'm glad to be back. Um, yeah, no trailers for foreseeable future. Maybe towards the end of the production, but not like anything before then. Yeah, I mean, people that are wondering when we're gonna get first Tibid or a sneak peek of season 6. Don't expect anything until like midway through next year. And I mean, that could be the slightest thing. It might not even be a poster. We might just get some sort of a few tidbits from the creators. Maybe a few tweets about season 6. I mean, I know John recently was interviewed about season 6 filming being in January, and that is very likely to be the case with. Well, it was always likely to be the case before the strikes ended because you had the holiday break coming up, and the schedules for everybody is all over the place with the actors, and it's chaotic at the minute. They need a bit of time to sort that out, and the holiday break's coming up anyway. Just give them that time, and January everyone can go back to work properly and ramp that up. So it's interesting. But I honestly think we will need to be just more patient as fans. I'm just gonna preface that like the wait for season 6 essentially will be similar to the wait for season 3. It took 2 years to get to the third season because it was that gap between the Netflix move, and then it happened during COVID, um, where everything sort of like they just filmed season 3 before COVID happened, and luckily season 3 production didn't get delayed like that. But yeah, there was a bunch of stuff with that, and I think season 6 we might have a similar wait. So we just gotta be patient. And Melissa, thank you so much for being a member for 9 months. That is incredible. Thank you. Oi, cover the boys. I honestly, I gotta say this. Props to Sony Pictures TV. Cobra Kai is produced by Sony. The Boys is produced by Sony. Gen V is produced by Sony. Breaking Bad is produced by Sony. Better Call Saul. I mean, there's so many great shows that Sony Pictures TV have made. I honestly think The Boys is. I said this before on the channel. I've said this before on socials. I love The Boys sometimes as much as Cobra Kai. Maybe on the same level. Or I like it in its own way as well because it's just so interesting. Um, just seeing if I missed any comments. It's a blessing to be part of your channel, Shrin. Oh, it means a lot. Thank you. Actually means a lot. Um, Oh, okay. So you might have seen my community tab, and I posted something about something really cool that's happening this coming week, Cobra Kai related, and I'm not gonna say it until I need to wait on one specific thing first, and then I'm gonna either you'll get an announcement tomorrow, or I will when it's up, you'll know type thing. But I'm doing an interview. It's a Cobra Kai interview, but I'm not gonna tell you who or the amount of people I'm bringing on at the same time. It's gonna be been a long time coming, so I'm just gonna say that. I don't want to ruin any surprises. Um, what's up, Dale? How have you been? Oh yeah, I can't. That's another show, Invincibles. I actually watched that episode 3 the other day. That's such a good show, man. Such a good show. I don't know if any of you watched the Scott Pilgrim anime series, the Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. I'm not really an anime guy, but found it quite interesting. Um, oh, Clifford, thank you so much for the donation. CKN, I have to ask, have you ever put your hair in a ponytail like Terry Silver? You have the right hair length color. Okay, if you go to any of my videos, and especially my live streams before February 2022, you will see that I had a ponytail and my hair was as long as Terry Silver's back then. Um, and around the time, I just kept my hair growing because of lockdowns and stuff. So it's quite interesting in that way. Um, but yeah, I think um, I don't know. When I want to do I want to like grow my hair that length again? I don't think I will because I mean personally having ponytail was such a it's a lot of effort, but for me it's just having hair that long can be quite uncomfortable, especially when you're trying to sleep. Like I think that really put me off it. Um, so it's just that. Yeah, I want to hear you guys are like curious on. I appreciate that. I'm curious who you guys think I'm interviewing. Put some guesses in the comments. I wanna see if you guys get any close to who it is. I mean, Cobra Kai never dies, Thundera. That's one thing you gotta remember. And even when the show ends, there's gonna be spin-off. There's gonna be I mean, hopefully that Karate Kid film is canon to the Miyagi verse. Otherwise, it's kind of gonna be letting down fans after Cobra Kai and everything. Is it there's some interesting guesses there. Are you gonna cover Obliterated? The trailer looks epic. Yes, I'm gonna do like a trailer reaction to the new one. And then we can talk a little bit about it. So that'll be fun. And yeah, we'll go from that. I really want Xolo on, and it's gonna happen. It will happen at some point, but it's not Xolo that I've got on yet. Um, yeah, Alicia Hannah would be awesome. I mean, she's another actress I'd love to get on. Right, so as we are talking about season 6, let's talk about this casting for Kim Sung Young because I think this is very important. We go into this. So here we go. This is I believe his name's Christopher C.S. Lee. Christopher Lee. Basically, I think that's his name. C.S. Lee. He's been cast. Cobra Kai cast C.S. Lee as iconic Cry Kid character for season 6. Interesting that. Um, so let me zoom in so you guys can actually read this better. C.S. Lee, he's been in Dexter and Avatar: The Last Airbender, has joined the cast of Netflix's Cobra Kai for his sixth and final season in an iconic role originating from the Karate Kid. Deadline has learned. According to sources, Lee will portray Master Kim Sung-young, a character that's previously appeared only in a flashback form by Jun Chung in the Karate Kid, and I think that was in the Cobra Kai dojo. Blink and you miss it. It's a photo of Kim Sung-young on the like a young version of him on. It's just a photo of him in the dojo. So I think that's the actor that was in the photo that portrayed him. Um, and then Don Lee, who was in Cobra Kai season 5, he is the fight coordinator for the show, and he played Kim Sung Young in the flashbacks with Barrett and Nick Marini, who played young Creason Silva. And they say Master Kim is presumed dead, and at this time, it is unknown whether Lee will appear in flashback form only. Okay, so I actually think this is quite interesting that they've casted this actor. They've casted an actor to play a character that's going to be important for next season. Now, my theory is, I personally think he's going to appear in present day, because if it's just flashbacks, there's going to be a lot of flashbacks next season, or there's going to be, if it is just flashbacks we're subjected to with Kim Sung Young. I mean, why would you hire? Just why would Deadline announce this? Like, it's a very big, it's very big news, because it's got to be something for the last season that essentially will give us an indication of what some of the focus will be. And again, every season of Cobra Kai we're learning more about the way of the fist, the origin of Cobra Kai, and that's what we've been getting. So I'm curious what you guys think. I think we're gonna get him in present day. I mean, I believe Kim Sung Young would be like, in present day, he would be really old. So that would be interesting. Um yeah, I mean, obviously here the context. Terry and John Kreese were taught by Master Kim, who created the Way of the Fist, a ruthless style of martial arts that is the antithesis of teaching to Mr. Miyagi. But yeah. The Cobra Kai writers reconvened at the end of the WGA work stoppage a month ago, and filming is expected to start in early 2024. So filming is going to start then. The Netflix and series producer Sony Pictures TV declined to comment on this story. Well, they clearly are trying to keep everything preserved from what is going on with season 6, because they just want to get on with production. And there's probably a lot more going on that they can't obviously speak about yet. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's great they got an importance with Kim Sung Young, because he's a character I think he's very important for the future, for, well, the next season even. Let me think. You said it's been a long time coming, and say it's Carla because he's never been interviewed. He's actually been interviewed a few times, Joe Seo. And I've actually had him on my, so as part of CKN, on my Instagram, and I've had two live interviews with him on here and one on Instagram. So I've interviewed him 3 times. So Joe's been interviewed a few times and by others. Yeah, he's gonna be old as hell. So I mean, yeah, essentially, I think one of the creators did say this, um, and that is interesting to see. I think we're gonna have a flashback Terry and Chris with teaching. I think we'll get more of a flashback with. I think we'll get another flashback with Sensei Kim, but her being a little bit older, maybe, and Master Kim teaching, and one with Master Kim teaching Silver and Kreese again. But we get proper dialogue with them, and maybe they talk Korean to him, and like he speaks to them. Like, it'd be quite interesting. Um, but yeah, Master Kim was to just appear in flashbacks. They would have just kept. They would have just kept on me. I mean, that's the logic I'm going with here, Cody boy, because I think you don't hire an actor to play and then you have an announcement for it, like this. If you had Don Lee playing him already. Um, so it's not just flashbacks, it's gotta be present day. I think that's actually remember the show's called Cobra Kai. If we see the Cobra Kai 2 Miyagi, so as in Miyagi-Do, we've got Mr. Miyagi. Who is the Mr. Miyagi to Cobra Kai? It's literally Master Kim. So with that logic, it makes sense that we see him in present day. And it's gonna be some interesting stuff, but CKW, you don't think he's alive? I mean, he can still be alive. He's just he can appear, but it just I mean, it depends how they go about his character. I mean, his character might have died only a few years in the timeline, um, which will be interesting. What if he died in like the timeline where like season one happened? Like you never know. He was probably around in present day, then maybe he just recently died. So it'd be quite interesting to see if they do anything like that and they sort of link back to something like that. But then again, I just think, well, I think he became known during the Korean War. Okay, so that was during. So he was very old already as it was back then. So 30 years later, I mean, if he's pushing over 110, 120, then I don't think he'll be alive. But if he is borderline like near 100 in the current timeline, I think he can he can exist. It is quite interesting. That's what I'm assuming. Like, think of Miyagi's age. So Daniel in Cobra Kai is the same age that Miyagi was when he first met him in the Karate Kid. So Miyagi would have been in his 80s, going on to his 90s, um, in Cobra Kai. So Kim Sung Young will probably be the same age. That'd be interesting. I actually like this theory of free arc. I actually don't think it makes sense to not show a scene with maybe more of the Miyagi-Do stuff. I do want to see a scene of like what Chosen was talking about in season 3 because like that is something I've been thinking about ever since that episode with Chosen. Like you're saying about the invaders and everything, like how they use the pressure points in that circumstance. Like imagine seeing Miyagi-Do in its full form as Chosen has basically shown Daniel. Like defense comes in many forms, and with Miyagi-Do, it's not defense only. It's so much more. Like Chosen's Miyagi-Do is the complete Miyagi-Do with offense and defense. And I think like we're gonna see how Miyagi-Do was worn down with Mr. Miyagi because he didn't want to make Daniel like ruthless like that. And I think he probably knew like it would have caused problems if he taught Daniel that style. Especially because Daniel was a troubled kid. I mean, that's the reason why he never taught him the pressure points either, or all that stuff. Because with the crane kick, it's not on the level of the pressure points. Like, if Daniel, can you imagine if Daniel knew the pressure points in the Karate Kid film? Like, imagine how insane that would be. Like, Daniel would be literally like doing the pressure points to Johnny in the All Valley tournament. That would have been insane. And most likely he would have got disqualified for that more than the crane kick. I mean, that's something I think this is like thing is, I think with his with the whole Master Kim connection. So Alicia Hannah Kim's Kim Dae-un, I think we'll see a bunch of flashbacks with her and Kim Sung Young. But also, I want to preface this: where is her dad? Where is her father? And did because her grandfather is Master Kim, but what did her father, go about the way of the fist like they did? Did it pass down from that? Because her influence from her grandfather was huge on her. So I'm curious, like, are we gonna see the father finally appear? Because her father isn't gonna be as old as Master Kim. So if we see Kim Dae-un's father, like, what if CS Lee is playing the father of Kim Dae-un, but then he's also playing Master Kim in the flashbacks? He could have a dual role like that, and you know, with the way Master Kim looked in the flashback with like the long hair and the beard, they could cover that. So if people are like, "Oh, but he just is the same actor," I mean, you can differentiate from that. And another thing, I think we could see him play the father in present day, and then we'll see the connection maybe with how Master Kim was a bigger influence on Kim Dae-un than even her own father. He might be not as ruthless as Master Kim, so I'm very curious how they go about that. So this is one of the theories I'm covering in my video is that I think this actually. So another thing as well with Deadline, this might be a typo, but you know how normally when you read Kim Sung Young, it's Yung. That's normally the spelling. They put Young in this, and I don't think that, but they refer to him as the same one from Cobra Kai. So I think the fact that they said at this time it's unknown whether Lee will appear in flashback form only, I think they don't know entirely all the stuff about him playing Kim Dae-un's father and also playing the grandfather. I think it makes sense. And I think also what I like is the fact we can really go deeper into the origins of the way of the fist through that relationship. And there's gonna be a massive focus in career, I feel, next season. Which is obviously very important for the origin of Cobra Kai. And I mean, this is an interesting theory. Master Kim and his granddaughter disowned him because he disagreed with his father's method of fighting, made a switch to Miyagi-Do. Now that would be even crazier. It might be on the nose here, but if her father learned like if he learned that version of Miyagi-Do that we saw from Chosen's side, and you know, he thought the style that his father was doing wasn't really like it wasn't honorable. It's all like no mercy stuff, right? What if he didn't? What if Kim Doon's father didn't believe in the whole no mercy thing, and he learned that style of Miyagi Do instead? That'd be quite interesting. Um, that is something quite interesting to know, and I think I do think we're gonna see. I want to see some bits of dialogue with Silver, Kreese, and Master Kim. I think that's so important for next season. I'm sure we'll see some flashbacks with those guys. And I will say this: if Master Kim isn't alive, then I'm sure the focus, other than Sensei Kim, is going to be on her father. And I personally think we'll see a lot of that stuff playing a big part in the Sekai Tekai because the whole legacy of the Way of the Fist then stands. Um, I don't honestly know about this. Why? Okay, Nate, can you give me a reason why you think he's playing Chosen's illegitimate son, someone from Yogi Desert? Because for me, I just don't know if I can really back that. Um, that's an interesting and fair point. I do think it's a good point because I think there is this sense that I feel like with Silver, he cares more about the teachings with Master Kim than even Kreese did. And here's another thing to note that we might actually see a scene in season 6, a flashback, where Master Kim sort of interacts a little bit more with Silver, insinuating that they were like probably closer. And also like he's less fond of Kreese, but I think Kim Dae-eun and Kreese always had like a bond, as we saw in season 5 in that flashback with young Kim Dae-eun and Kreese. But with Silver, him and Master Kim were had a bond, so we could see that. It would be even more crazy if I might be stretching this here massively, but just hear me out. If we see Master Kim in present day, as much as Kim Dae-eun and Kreese could be teaming up, or I think they definitely are teaming up in Korea as well. What if Silver, even though all the stuff with Cobra Kai just happened, he's been arrested. What if him and Master Kim decide to take over Cobra Kai together? I mean, if Master Kim is still alive and he really cares about all that stuff, that would be quite interesting because then you've got Kim and Sensei Kim and Kreese teaming up. Then you got Silver and depending on what's going on with Silver next season, but Silver and Master Kim, they might want Cobra Kai together as well. So it could essentially be like there could be an issue with who's gonna own Cobra Kai at that point before the Sekai Sekai. But then it does sound like an outlandish thing. I'm just so looking forward to it. It's gonna be interesting, very interesting how they go about it. Um, I think I need to. I'm gonna have a look on Twitter as well. I'm pretty sure there was something else season 6 related. Hmm, interesting. Oh, the thing about I think one of the creators said something about um was this Xolo? I think it was Xolo, or what one of the creators said about um the stuff with Cobra Kai. Hold on, let me find this quickly. Wait, hold on. Hold the hell on. Did Xolo just say they're filming? Oh, wait, no. Bear with me, guys. I'm just reading on something. Hmm. Let me see if I can find it. 'Cause I'm sure one of the creators said something about the future of the show, which is very important. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Is that? I'm just double checking if Xolo said this quote or if it's the creators that said it. Hmm. Okay. All right. I'm just double checking. Uh, Something that I read earlier on. I need to see. Sorry, guys. Give me one sec. Okay, so there's a quote John Hurwitz said here, which I've just found, and we're gonna go through it because it is really interesting to discuss. So here we go. Okay, so John Hurwitz basically teased the season 6 finale and the spin-off possibilities, and he basically said um about how this series is going to conclude character arcs, but he said, if I can just zoom in a little bit more, um, hopefully the characters are rich enough that if there is an opportunity in the future to pick up with them again one day, there will still be characters people are hoping to spend time with. We've also added so many characters to the mix and storylines to the mix that it's constantly evolving what this final season is going to be. We are taking ourselves to places in the finale that we think are going to be fun, surprising, and exciting. So the fact that he said they're going to places in the finale that we think are going to be fun, surprising, exciting sounds like not only they are going to expand on the characters, but they want to hopefully return to them. As long as, like John said, hopefully these characters are rich enough for them to return. I think that's really interesting. Um, in that sense. There is another quote about the spin-offs though, but I need to find it. But yeah, there's been a lot of interesting stuff here. Hold on a second. Did Screen Rant. Did Screen Rant really get Williams' name wrong? While Ralph Macchio and Frank Zabka. Who the hell is Frank Zabka? Guys, they somehow called William Frank. It's official. He's Frank Zabka, guys. How do you even get that wrong? I don't get that. Guys, it's Frank Zabka. It's not William Zabka anymore. Frank Zabka. That's such a meme. Okay, I really do want to hear your thoughts on what you guys think could be a spin-off, because I remember talking about spin-offs and what I want to see. You know, everyone is mainly in agreement that we will want to see a Miyagi spin-off, like a young Miyagi spin-off. But if we're talking present day, what if we get like a spin-off on not just Eli and Dimitri? What if we get one on Miguel and Robby? I'm sorry, but Miguel and Robby's spin-off show would be crazy. I mean, Kreese and Silva, we've had like a lot with them in Cobra Kai, so maybe not a spin-off, but I wouldn't mind that. I mean, Sam and Tory. I think if Miguel, Robby, Sam, and Tory are in a one spin-off on their own, that would also be pretty crazy. Core four, basically. Honestly, that would be crazy. So you know, I think season 6 is definitely going to play a big part in making us understand where the character journeys will go. If certain character journeys are done, and even if their arcs are done, they could still come back in the future. I mean, Xolo said it on Collider, I believe. He hopes they do a Cobra Kai reunion with everybody, um, which would be awesome. So I think that'd be really cool. Um, yeah, let's see how that goes. Miguel's spinoff would be crazy. I mean, I do think you don't want to do a spin-off on a character that people aren't as interested in. So but you want to do it on a character that's got rich history to them. Oh, Obliterated just came up on my Netflix. Um, that's why I'm thinking like when you have a character like Miyagi, he's a rich character. There's a lot to his character, so there's a massive potential with his own spin-off. When you've got new characters that have been well established and people absolutely love, like Miguel, Robby, Sam, and Tory, they've got potential spin-off. They got spin-off potential. Eli and Dimitri as well, but I think the style of that show would be very different. Um, you know what? I can kind of see them doing an Eli and Dimitri sitcom spin-off where they're in college, but it's literally like a sitcom. And I honestly think it would work well with both characters. Um, but then again, like, do they need a spin-off show? You want to Clifford? You want to see a spin-off on Colonel Dugan, The Rise of Alpha Elite? Damn, I think Evan would love that. He's a big Dugan fan. I think a young Miyagi prequel is something most of us definitely want to see. You want a Mike Barnes spin-off, Lisa? Hmm. A chosen spin-off would be awesome because I feel like we could have a spin-off that starts before the events of season 3 of Cobra Kai, but then the timeline continues from that. Like maybe we could see what Chosen was up to before he came back to the valley. But then again, the timeline with Cobra Kai and the Karate Kids all over the place. So like, all that universe. See, the whole reunion when they all come back, I think 2028 when Cobra Kai's hit his 10th anniversary or 10th anniversary, I should say. I can honestly see them focusing on the kid that Johnny and Carmen had, and Miguel and Robby being responsible for the kid a lot, and also, um, the only thing is, how do they reunite the cast with an interesting story? Like, does that kid have to go through something in school that's very Karate Kid? Or, I mean, that kid. Let's just preface this. I think that Johnny's gonna probably make. Okay, so imagine this kid. This kid is literally he's got two of the most ferocious fighters in her brothers. Again, I'm Robbie. She's gonna have, if it's a girl or if it's a boy, this kid also has Johnny as the father. Daniel will probably be like the godfather. And, you got Sensei with him. Chosen's around. Uh, Sam and Tory are also there to look out for the kid if need be. Um, I mean, you, this kid has a lot of like support with the characters in the show. So like it's actually crazy when you think about it. That would be something else. Yeah, that's an interesting quote what John said. Definitely we'll cover that in the video and talk more in detail about it. Because that's actually something worth discussing in detail. Um the hell is this? Oh, something had leaked. Um Yeah, he definitely would, Cody. Bada bam, bada bum, bada bum bum. Very interesting indeed. Um, but yeah, guys, I think we're hitting near the hour mark. So to round this off for the next 6 minutes, we can just talk more generally about season six. There's been some very interesting things that I've just been reading. I think a lot of people have some different ideas as well about the spin-off. I'm reading different comments, like not even I mean Master Kim Sung Young spin-off? Yeah, no matter what spin-off they do, they have to do it right, and it has to be a good enough story. They can't just do a spin-off for the sake of it, because that's not what the big three are about. Because that'll be quite interesting, that. Yeah. I think me and Cody discussed the Hector thing before, so I knew Cody's stance on that um already, but I think we both spoke about our theories on how Hector could come back. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things that they could do with bringing back Hector. I honestly don't think he's going to be wasted just for like one season. I think, or not wasted, but I don't think they're going to just bring him in one season and not bring him back for the finale. I think it's, if anything, he could really bring the story full circle in a sense, with the way he is. So it'd be quite interesting. Kenny and Sean spin-off? What would the premise be though with that? That's what I'm thinking. Like, what would you? This is a good question. What's some of your wants you want in season 6? I want a satisfying conclusion. That's a big one. I want something out of the characters so we can. They're basically. So they're basically. What's the word? I want arcs to be completed, but I want them to be, in a sense, like not completely closed. So then we can come back to those characters. I want to see the Sekai Takai done in a way where it's so satisfying that no character really loses, but the characters that need the wins more than ever uh, get that shine. Um, I want to see You're the Best Around played. uh, I want the action to be even more crazy. I want fight scenes we never thought we would see. I really want Hector and Johnny to fight in season 6. I want Miguel and Robby to fight Hector if that ever is a possibility. Um, I want people to see. I want to see Crease like really understand the whole idea and why people weren't in agreement with him when it comes to Cobra Kai. And I want him to have an interaction with Daniel. Crease and Daniel need a proper interaction where it's like he actually respects Daniel for once, you know? Um, which I think would be quite interesting. Um, I mean, I do want to see Julie Pierce. I definitely want to see her in season 6. I think she could bring so much more to the season and the scope of the Cry Kid universe. Even just as a cameo or one episode should be great. I really hope we see Hilary Swank return. Um, hmm. I mean, that kid. If the kid has bullies, Robbie and Miguel and Johnny and Daniel will sort them out immediately. And you know, at that point, what if Kenny and Anthony and Devin are looking out for the kid as well? Because the kid's gonna be closer to their age. Salim, what's up, man? That would be quite interesting. That'll be interesting for sure. All right, guys, it's been an hour. I think I'm gonna end it there. We've got so much great discussion. Um, and I'm very glad we had this whole stream to talk about it all. Um, and yeah, I can't wait to talk more in detail about specific some of these specific things that I've mentioned in the stream. I'm gonna be posting a lot of content this week. about John Hurwitz talking about the future of Cobra Kai with the spin-off and the characters. And I'm definitely going to talk about something Xolo mentioned because he just had an interview with Collider, which is worth covering, and that season 6 casting announcement with C.S. Lee. I will be talking about that as well. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. It's been a blast, and I can't wait to do more streams regularly. Stay tuned. There will be a big update on what's going on this week about Cobra Kai, and that's something interview related. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you guys so much. So I appreciate you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of this Sunday, and I will see you in the next live stream. Take care. I absolutely love that.